able to understand. And you know, Richie, I'll tell you, when you first came in as chairman of Philippine Sports Commission, I was one of the first who said, finally we have a gentleman, somebody who's intelligent enough, who will not be bullied by Mr. Joseph, somebody who can fight for the kids. You know, we had the Vice President go to China just to stop China from executing the dope couriers, drug couriers,
yes.
Filipino drug couriers.
Yes.
And here are kids who want to swim, who want to win medals,
and
you slap them in the face just like that.
Nakakasakit ng puso.
Talagang kinikilabutan ako. I'm sorry, you know, people tell me,
painful.
my friends tell me, Nikki, ang dami mo naman kaaway. I said, hindi ko naman sila kaaway for me. Nananahimik ako doon sa eskwelahan ko. Diliman Prep School needs me more than maybe swimming needs me. But I saw all the letters to Mr. Pepinco Juanco. I saw the letters to the previous officers of sports. Nothing. They were even totally ignored. Totally nothing. They were treated like dirt, you know. And here in Arafura, they told me, please come with us. I said, I don't have to go with you. You just go by yourselves. You know, they're already in tears. Please come with us. I went. Why? I want to experience it myself, Richie. I want to experience it myself, Peping. I hope the president, you know, during the time of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Pepinco Juanco was not the uncle of the president. Hindi naman siya tiyo ng presidente noon eh. Kung walang hiya sila noon, wala akong pakialam sa kanila noon. Now, President Noynoy says, ituwid ang daan. Matuwid na landas. You have to do things properly. And this is what you subject those children to? You know, yes. My God, all they want is to swim. All they want to have a medal. You know what Mark Joseph says? Oh, these are FINA rules. The FINA rule says that if you are not accredited by the FINA recognized organization here, then you are not allowed to swim. I said, now, are you going to tell Australian swimmers that they have to be suspended by the FINA rules because they allowed our students, our Quezon City team, to join the Arafura Games? They were in the same pool. They went to the same toilet. They ate in the same canteen. Yes. They dressed in the same dressing room. They swam in the same pool for warm-up. They walked the same sidewalk. And by Mark Joseph's rules, that is totally prohibited.
Now, these rules, is this something in the bylaws of PASA? Is it in the is it in the charter? I mean, who makes up these rules in the first place? Is there a commission? Is there a committee?
Mr. Joseph invokes the FINA rule. He is invoking that FINA rule of unauthorized relations.
When it shouldn't apply to PASA.
But you know what? After this whole thing, Richie Garcia called me and says, Nikki, the chairman of Arafura wants to meet you. I told him, Richie, I'm going to meet him one-on-one. I told him, I'm going to meet him only chairman and me. And I'm going to tell him, this is the state of Philippine swimming. Now, the whole world can see the state of Philippine swimming in the internet. They can read it in the Star, in the Inquirer. Even if, you know, Mr. Mark Joseph sends out his PR people to insult me, to insult Susan Papa, and others. Calling me names, calling me, or maligning me, is not going to make him any less guilty. Yes. It's not going to make him any less clean or any less dirty, if you want to call it that way. Because I did not receive the 34 million. I've only been in swimming for 2 years. Or this is just my, in effect, second year in swimming. Right? And it was because I saw how the children were humiliated.
Yes, yes. And for me, that is even more serious. We could forget about the medals, forget about that. It's the destruction of the spirit of these youth.
That's why.
It's an amputation of
many
the
have
spirit.
stopped swimming because you are not 10 years old forever.
Yes,
you have a coach that can only produce 4 gold medals in the SIA age group games.
Yes.
Why is he still coach for the last so many years?
Yes.
You know, I mean to say, even Ateneo, they have now 3 championships. They retain their coach. They give incentives to their players. They give scholarships. They're trying to find it even easy for their players to go through school because they have to practice 3 hours a day. In swimming, it's not only 3 hours. The Cordero sisters are in Diliman Prep School, 4 o'clock in the morning Sometimes they go home 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Yes, it really is a big sacrifice.
Yes.
And for this to happen to the youth and to our young swimmers is really a travesty.
So many, and they're just keeping quiet because they're afraid. They have no money to pay lawyers to sue. They have no money to come to Manila back and forth, for following up what's happening to them.
Well, hopefully,
it's so unfair.
Yes. Senator, well, hopefully it's through programs like this and people like you that the public can find out the truth about what's happening.
It's even unfair to PASA. It's even unfair to PASA.
Okay.
Because you're a PASA member, and they still charge you for the airfare, they still charge you for the uniform, they charge you for entry fee in the Southeast Asian Games. That's crazy.
Yes. I mean, clearly there really is something wrong with the system, and I hope that President Aquino in his Matuwid na Daan platform is able to fix it.
President Noynoy, talaga, ikaw ang kailangan dito.
And I hope he's listening now because would you like to say something before we go, Senator?
And please don't consider sports as tapunan ng mga walang paglagyan ng posisyon. Wala kayong ibigay na posisyon na secretary of this, secretary of that, or whatever, itapon nyo sa sports. Pwede ba? Mr. President, it's really an appeal we'd like to make. Nationwide, you have athletes galore. Athletes galore. You can have swimmers all the way from Zamboanga to Gegarao, to Ilocos. Everywhere there are swimmers, but they're not allowed to join the trials. They have to be PASA members. Can you imagine if 100,000 of these swimmers become PASA members, they have to pay 400 pesos each? Ano ba to? Pera-pera na lang bang pinag-uusapan?
Well, hopefully po, Senator, we've come to the end of our show, but hopefully something can be done about this.
We're doing competitions.
But rest assured po that we will support your endeavor to improve the Philippine amateur sports here in the Philippines. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show. We've run out of time, but don't worry, Senator. We'll have more of you on the show as we go forward and as we deal with this issue in the coming days and weeks and months. Salamat po.
I hope so.
Yes, ma'am.
If the President is sincere, and I know he is, ang unang idiretso nating daan sa sports. Kasi mga bata at mga magulang, mga coaches, sila talaga yung involved dito.
At yan yung kinabukasan po nating bayan.
And you straighten that, and you won't hear one word from me, I bow out. Tapos na ang papel ko.
God bless you, Senator. More power to you and more power to Susan Papa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and good evening.
Thank you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope that you're now more enlightened about the state of amateur swimming in the country. Join me again here next week on Philippines Uncut, the show where we talk about the issues that matter the most to you because you matter to us. Thank you.